time to roll. Tell everybody that you know. Watch the Good News Wednesday show. Good News Wednesday's finally here. Let's stand up and give a cheer. Watch the boredom disappear, 'cause Good News Wednesday's here.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Good News Wednesday show. I'm Karen Donovan, your host, and we bring you the Good News Wednesday show each week to help you get through another challenging week, give you a few tips and a little inspiration. We start off our evening to get you thinking with the question of the week. Our question this week to get you thinking is the following. You start off and you have a bowl with 6 apples and you take away 4. What do you have? Think about it. Did you get it? You have a bowl with 6 apples. You take away 4. What do you have? Well, you have the 4 apples that you took away, of course. Hope I didn't fool you. Okay, we're on to our strategies for a happy life segment. And tonight we're talking about attitude. Check it out. So have you ever had a situation where you've talked to someone and you've walked away and you thought to yourself, man, they really have a bad attitude? Well, check out this story. There was a little girl. She was wearing her baseball cap, carrying her bat and her ball. And as she walked through her backyard, she said, "I am the greatest hitter in the world." And she threw her ball up in the air and she swung and she missed. And she walked a little bit further and she said it once again, "I am the greatest hitter in the world." And she threw her ball up in the air, swung her bat and missed again. So she took a moment, she examined her ball and her bat, and she said one more time, "I am the greatest hitter in the world." She threw her ball up, swung at it, and missed again. So she looked out and she said, "I am the greatest pitcher in the world." See, it all depends on your attitude. Some people say the glass is half full. Some people say it's half empty. And that little girl, you know, she was looking at that as half full for sure. Maybe even 3/4. So I started studying a few people who had very good reason to have a bad attitude. And I even checked out a quote, which I added to our Monday morning wake-up log, which says, the only disability in life is a bad attitude. And you know who that was said by? It was said by someone that we probably don't think of very much anymore. That was said by Scott Hamilton. And if you don't know who Scott Hamilton was, maybe he was a little bit before your time. He was an Olympic gold figure skater back in the 80s. So Scott Hamilton has a story. as does everyone. And I did not know his story, so I wanted to share it with you tonight because it kind of exemplifies exactly what we're talking about. Scott Hamilton was adopted. So the first strike against him was the fact that his parents, for whatever reason, gave him up for adoption. But he was adopted. And then, as a little kid, he suffered from the syndrome that prevented nutrients from taking effect in his body, and it affected his weight and it affected his growth. He only reached, I think, 5'2.5" tall is how tall he grew. But that didn't stop him. He started skating. He was playing hockey, and then he decided he was going to go into figure skating, and he went actually off to another city to train. But then financial issues in his family came up, and he had to stop. And then his mother died. Bummer. So he had every reason to have a bad attitude, didn't he? But he didn't. And after his mom passed away, he ended up getting a sponsor, and he started training in figure skating, and he went on to win 15 championships plus the Olympic gold medal for figure skating. And then he went on to become a pro figure skater. So sounds pretty good now. He should have a good attitude, right? Well, then what happens next? He finds out he has cancer. Okay. Well, he ends up getting cured from that cancer. He goes on to start an organization called Scott Hamilton Cares, which encourages people with cancer and helps in cancer research. Then he gets cancer again, and that one's brain cancer. He has surgery on that, and he recovers. He gets married. He ends up having 2 children, and then he writes 2 books. And the second book sounds really cool. I want to check it out. The Great 8. He wrote in 2009, The Great 8, How to Be Happy Even When You Have Every Reason to Be Miserable. So check that book out. I think that exemplifies exactly what we're talking about tonight. So here we have the girl who becomes the greatest pitcher in the world. We have Scott Hamilton, who, despite many, many adversities throughout his whole life, what an interesting story, becomes a great figure skater, starts an organization to help people with cancer, and, still going strong in 2022. Amazing, amazing person. So I guess the motto of this whole episode tonight is, everybody gets lemons thrown at them. But you know what the old saying says? If you get lemons, make lemonade. And so that's what we encourage everyone to do tonight, because, as Scott Hamilton said, the only disability that one could have is a bad attitude. We hope you enjoyed this segment. We look forward to sharing another segment of Strategies for a Happy Life with you soon. So if you hear any noise in the background, we're talking about Real Estate Corner, and I've got some work going on at my real estate, a few projects. And I think there's a person out there with a drill today, drilling out some concrete, as a matter of fact. But anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about 5 tips that an electrician learned when she bought her first house, and things that we can learn about electricity and electrical items in our homes to watch out for. A, when we're buying a house, B, when we're selling a house, and see when we're living in a house. So the first tip that this electrician learned was it's never just electrical. And what that means is if you go to add, an outlet somewhere in your house or something like that, it's never as simple as just running a wire, right? Don't forget about the fact that you're going to probably have to cut out the drywall, and you're going to have to fill it, and you're going to have to spackle it and paint it. So make sure you got the spackle and the paint and the tape and the know-how, because it's never just electrical. Number 2, outdoor receptacles. Look for outdoor receptacles. Outdoor receptacles are very valuable because if you have them, you can plug in kind of lights for the holiday time, of course, and as well as plugs for any kind of equipment that you're using outside, like the drill that's going on right now at my house. And you don't want to be lugging long electrical cords along with you, extension cords, as you're trimming your shrubs, because it happens. You get the electrical cord in the way and you trim your electrical cord too. So valuable asset, electrical outlets outside. If you don't have them, add them. If you're buying a house, look for them. Number 3, did you know that it's required to have a GFI outlet for a bathroom, right? Well, the trouble with a GFCI outlet is that sometimes it's allowed to protect all the bathrooms in your house with one GFCI outlet. So let's say you're in your bathroom drying your hair with your hair dryer, and all of a sudden your power goes out on your outlets, and you push the little button and it doesn't come back on. Check the other bathroom, because if they're wired in sequence, then chances are that GFCI outlet is protecting both bathrooms. I didn't know that. Number 4, invest in your safety. When you go to turn off your power to do something, unhook something, connect something, you're not sure if that circuit is really turned off. Invest your $20 in what they call a non-contact voltage tester, because this way you can make sure that you are not going to be shocked. Don't forget about that non-contact voltage tester. Number 5, make sure and evaluate your electrical panel. What if you need another circuit? Because, for example, I just found out that it's required you have a dedicated circuit for your microwave oven. And if you have a microwave oven built in and it's not on its own circuit, this is a no-no, and an inspector is going to pick that up at some point. So if you don't have any more room on your electrical box or your panel, you're going to need to change your panel out. So check it out and make sure that there's no double tapped electrical outlets or blank ones that aren't shut off or things like that. Now, I am not an electrician. I am a realtor. So please read up on this topic and make sure that you check out those 5 tips that this electrician learned when she bought her first house. Thanks for watching. And now for our trivia question of the week, which we've sent you already. Oh, you didn't get it? Then you must not be getting our Monday morning wake up newsletter. If you'd like a copy with your official entry form so that you can check out your trivia question and send in your answer to show me how smart you are, just shoot an email to Karen@homesbydonovan.com, and I'll be happy to provide you with a free complimentary copy each Monday morning that'll be in your inbox. So here's the thing. We're talking about attitude, and we asked this question this week. Which of these famous world leaders did not necessarily have a positive attitude? A. Abraham Lincoln. B. Kim Jong-un. C. Martin Luther King. Or D. Nelson Mandela. Okay, now, if you are living in a cave somewhere with no news access, then you might not know the answer, but otherwise this one should be a no-brainer, as we all know that the answer is B, Kim Jong-un, who happens to take pride in setting off nuclear weapons into the sea near Japan and cheering when he does it. I'm not thinking that's a real positive attitude. I'm thinking that Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, and Nelson Mandela all had positive attitudes where they actually cared about other people and wanted to look out for the welfare of others. So I hope that you got that answer correct. We hope that you enjoy our show. Please don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button on YouTube, and the thumbs up, of course. We appreciate your watching. Please remember to stay safe, care for each other, and make it a great rest of the week.
It's the Good News Wednesday show. Come on, kids, it's time to roll. Tell everybody that you know. Watch the Good News Wednesday show. Good News Wednesday.